Hello everyone, back again on my YouTube channel. My name is Beryl Rahman, you can call me Beryl. Here, I would like to read two stories to you. The first story, The Tale of the Crow and the Civet. The second story is Zubaidah Caught in the Egg. Let's start the story. The Tale of the Crow and the Civet. It is related that the crow and the civet were great friends and passed their time in games and conversation. One day, they were talking of such interesting things that they took no notice of what was passing about them, until suddenly they were brought back to earth by the howling of a terrible tiger in the forest. On this the crow, who was sitting on a tree trunk by the side of his friend, fluttered into the upper branches. But the civet did not know where to hide, as he could not make out from which direction the tiger's cries had come. "What must I do, my friend?" she asked the crow. "Have you neither advice nor help to give me?" "What would I not do for you, dear friend?" replied the crow. "I would confront the world, if that would aid you. But before I bring help to you on this occasion, I would like you to hear these words of a curtain poet. At last and first, true friendship is a fighting thing, a headlong thirst to leap into the thick and swing hot blows at your friend's foes." When he had made an end of these lines, the crow flew as fast as he could towards a passing flock of sheep who were guarded by dogs larger than lions. He came close and bit first one, and then another of the dogs painfully in the head, so that the rest became disturbed and angry. Croaking in mockery, the crow hopped and fluttered just far enough ahead of all the dogs to escape their teeth, and led them, in a state of increasing fury, through the forest. When he considered that their baying had certainly frightened the tiger far away, he flew straight up into the earth, leaving the dogs to make their way back grumbling to the flock. As soon as it was safe, he rejoined his friend, the civet whose life he had so bravely protected, and the two lived together in peace and security. Zubaidah Caught in the Egg. It is related that the commander of the faithful, Harun al-Rashid, went to rest one noon in the bedchamber of his queen, Zubaidah, and was stretching himself on the bed when he noticed in the middle of it a large and quiet fresh stain, concerning the origin of which there could be no mistake. The world darkened before his eyes. Tottering with indignation, he sought out Zubaidah and, with eyes on fire and trembling bird, cried out to her, "What is this stain on our bed?" The queen burned her head over the stain and sniffed it, saying, "It is man's semen, O commander of the faithful," holding back his wrath with difficulty. The Caliph demanded, "And can you explain the presence of such stuff, still quiet worm, upon the bed where I have not lain with you for more than a week? Fate be upon me, and uphold me, Prince of Believers," cried Zubaidah in great emotion. "Can you possibly suspect me of fornication?" "I so suspect you," said Al-Rashid. "Then I am going to send for the Qadi, Abu Yusuf, to give an expert opinion on the stand, and by the honor of my ancestor, O daughter of my uncle, I shall stick at nothing if the Qadi says that you are guilty." When the Qadi arrived, Al-Rashid said to him, "O Abu Yusuf, tell me what this stain may be." The Qadi went up to the bed, placed his finger in the middle of the stain, carried it to his eye and his nose, and then sighed, "Commander of the faithful, it is man's semen." At this point, Shahrazad saw the approach of morning and discreetly fell silent. "And the immediate origin of it?" asked the Caliph. "No." Here the Qadi was placed in a very awkward position, being unwilling to bring down upon himself the enmity of Zubaidah. He cast up his eyes to the ceiling, as if in reflection, in order to gain time, and in doing so, saw the wing of a bat extruding from a hole in which it was sleeping. With a sudden inspiration, he said, "Give me a lens, O Prince of Believers." The Caliph handed him a lens, and Abu Yusuf at once tapped the pot so that it fell heavily to the floor. Then he said, "Commander of the faithful, the books of medicine teach us that the bat's semen closely resembles that of a man. The mess was certainly made by his part while he looked upon the Lady Zubaidah in her sleep. You see that I have punished his temerity with death." This explanation entirely satisfied the Caliph, who, being reassured as to the innocence of his wife, gratefully loaded the Qadi with gifts. Zubaidah herself was delicate and therefore not only added to the Caliph's gifts, but invited Abu Yusuf to eat some early fruit with herself and Al-Rashid. The Qadi sat down upon carpets between the Caliph and his queen, and Zubaidah, peeling a banana, handed it to him with these words, "I have in my garden other fruits which are very rare at this season. Would you prefer them to the banana, mistress?" He answered, "I make it a rule never to give judgment by the fall. I must see those early fruits and compare them with these early fruits before expressing a preference." Zubaidah had the outer rare dainties of her garden plucked and broken. When the Qadi had tasted them, she said, "Which do you prefer now?" Abu Yusuf smiled knowingly and, looking at the Caliph and Zubaidah in turn, replied, "As Allah lives, the answer is not easy. If I preferred one of these fruits, I would be disparaging the author and renderers of an indication." When they heard this answer, Al-Rashid and Zubaidah laughed so greatly that they fell over on their backsides. Here, Shahrazad, seeing certain indication that the king Shahrar would rather that Zubaidah had been condemned without mercy, hastened to distract his attention by telling him the following tale. Okay guys, that's my video. Thanks for watching. See you